Hello everyone and welcome. Let's dive into TOR, the onion router. So what is TOR? TOR is like a secret superhero that keeps you safe and private while you browse the internet. TOR is a special network that hides your online identity. It's like wearing an invisible cap while you surf the internet, so no one knows who you are and what you're up to. So let's learn about TOR in 3 simple points. I will make it very simple and straightforward. TOR is open source and free, which means by open source, I mean that anyone can view, modify, and improve the code, making it transparent and secure. And the best part is that it won't cost you a cent to use TOR, and it's accessible to everyone. You don't have to pay anything. Number 2, TOR can help beat internet censorship. When you use TOR, your internet traffic goes through a network of volunteer-operated servers, which makes it very hard for censors to figure out your destination. That means that you can access blocked websites and enjoy without being tracked. Number 3, prevent online tracking. You might be worried about being tracked online. Don't worry, because TOR has your back. It encrypts your data and bounces it around different nodes, which makes it super tough for anyone to trace your online activities. Your privacy stays protected and you can serve without targeted and without those companies that targets you and follows you around. You don't have to worry about that anymore. So now that you know what TOR is, let's understand how TOR works. But before jumping into how TOR works, let's understand how this direct connection looks like. Let's understand the data flow process. So when you use the internet, whether it's browsing a website or sending data, your device sends a request to your internet service provider, or ISP. It's like writing a letter and giving it to the post office to be delivered. Your ISP acts as the gateway to the internet. It takes your request and forwards it to the destination server. Think of it as the post office sending you a letter to the recipient. The destination server is the website or service you're trying to access. When it receives your request from the ISP, it processes it. It's like the recipient of your letter, reading and understanding what you wrote. Once the destination server processes your request, it prepares a response. It's like the recipient writing a reply to your letter. The ISP receives the request from the destination server and then forwards it back to your device. It's just like the post office delivering the reply to your doorsteps. So what happens is that, as you can see, that the data or the request travels through your ISP. Here the ISP works as man in the middle. So everything goes through your ISP and your ISP can monitor your activity. Especially if it's a HTTP service or request, it goes in a plain text. So everything you write or any website you visit, your ISP can track and monitor it and can see everything in a plain text. So now that you know how a direct connection looks like or how a direct connection works, now let's jump into how TOR network works. How TOR works. So here's how it works. Instead of taking the direct route, your data now enters the secret tunnel of TOR called node. Or node network. It hops to a bunch of nodes. These nodes are like secret agents passing your encrypted data from one to another. It might look difficult, but let me explain it in a simple way. So what happens is that when you enter the first node, your ISP might see that you are using a TOR browser. That's it. Nothing else. And before reaching the final destination, your data travels between different nodes. as shown in the diagram. And each node only knows the previous and the next stop on the journey, like a secret code, keeping your identity hidden. And when it finally reaches the final destination from the exit node, your data travels unencrypted to the final destination or the final server. Like just think of delivering your secret letter to the or to its recipient, and the final destination or the website or any service you're accessing will see that exit node. It won't see where the request is coming from. For the final destination, the request is coming from the exit node. Therefore, it's almost impossible for the final destination to track where the request is coming from, because it travels between different nodes. When I say nodes, think of it as a IP address in a different country. And there is no big boss in Tor. There is no central control in Tor network. The node or the nodes, they work together, but no one knows the entire path your data takes. It's like a team of superheroes protecting your online privacy. And therefore, one of the downsides of using Tor is that it is a little bit slow. And it's slow because it travels between different nodes before it reaches the final destination.